Yes.
What are some of the high points of being a victim advocate?
Helping people. The hardest thing that some people can go through in their life, and you're the person there to be there for them in whatever capacity that they need.
And just for like clarity's sake, can you tell me what's the difference between like sexual assault and sexual harassment?
The easiest way to break that down would be think about verbal versus physical. You can still have physical sexual harassment, but sexual assault is going to be that forceful contact, sexual contact, whereas sexual harassment might be those jokes that people tell in the work center or some of the memes that we send back and forth. None of that's really forced physical contact. So that forced physical contact is going to be that stuff that's considered sexual assault rather than harassment.
Okay. So has your unit done anything for Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, or Saapm?
If they have, I'm not aware of it, which is a problem on everybody's part, because if they haven't done anything, what's that saying about the importance of the month? And then if I'm not aware of it, what's that saying about me as an NCO, that I'm not aware of it? Or is the word just not getting out? What's the point of having the month if we're not going to make it known and do extra stuff for it? It's my 2 cents.
So what does Saapm Awareness Month mean to you?
So first, let's clarify. So it's not really, you keep saying Saapm. It's important to say the Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, because I think we break acronyms down a little bit or we use too many acronyms in the Air Force, and we kind of get a little insensitive to the subject. So Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, even though it's a mouthful to say, to me means is it's a time to take a step back and be like, what is happening? What are we doing? Why do we still have this culture anywhere? And is it something that we can really stop 100%? Why not? But this is that perfect time to take that step back and look, what are we doing to combat it? Is this happening? Is it happening around me? Am I doing something that could possibly contribute to this and I didn't even know it? That's the point of this month to me.
Okay, it's a good answer. So what are some of the things that hold people back from wanting to report sexual assault or harassment?
Can I be real with you?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Be as real as you want.
So there's people on this planet in all walks of life who would never even talk about their most pleasurable sexual experience. So what makes people think that they would want to talk about their worst sexual experience? So there's fear, there's shame, there's embarrassment. There's a number of things. The cultures that they come from, did they do something to deserve this kind of thing? Did they put themselves in a bad situation, so now they feel it's their fault? Those are some of the biggest things that keep people from reporting, unfortunately.
I don't re-ask the same question.
Yeah, you're fine.
What are some ways, here I'll back up. I'm sure you already answered this question with your last response, but I'll go ahead and ask it anyway,
Yeah.
just to be sure. How is victim blaming a concern with reporting sexual assault / harassment? Like I said, I'm pretty sure you already answered it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of a different answer. It just stops people from seeking help because they don't want to hear, well, what did you do to put yourself in that situation? When the first thing should be, are you okay and what can I do to help you? But that's the culture we've created.
What are some ways someone could combat victim blaming?
Honesty, first of all, honesty right up front. If something like this were to ever happen to somebody, they need to know it's not their fault. They did nothing to deserve it. They did nothing to ask for it. And then supporting people around you who may talk about it. Hey, knock that conversation off. Somebody might feel a little uncomfortable. But I think we don't stifle the jokes the way that we need to because it's acceptable, or we just want to make people laugh so people think it's not really doing anybody any harm. Meanwhile, you know, there's somebody sitting there going, you know, just dying on the inside and just trying their best to fake it till they make it, you know? I don't know if that really answered the question.
I think it did.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it did.
Okay. Take it out if it doesn't make sense.
What are some ways someone could encourage others to report sexual assault / harassment?
Be their friend. Have a relationship with them. You know, I think in the military we get caught up on our chain of command and people having that authority, and we forget about the relationship piece when those should go hand in hand. So if you have a relationship with somebody, even as a supervisor, subordinate type scenario, you could encourage somebody to say, hey, this is wrong, this was done wrong to you, you should report it. It would be good to report it.
How many assaults / harassment cases go unreported, let's say, per year, maybe?
About 3 out of 4. It's the most unreported or underreported crime.
Just really last question, what else would you like to add? Or is there anything else you would like to add?
I'm just kidding. I'm one of those people that they're like, don't give her a chance to say anything on her own.
I'm giving, this is your chance. This is your chance right
Let me
here.
take it.
Let it out. Paper's gone. It's just you and I now.
I think we need to stop looking at sexual assault or sexual harassment as a broad picture. We need to look at it as, what's our culture? Here we are at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. What do we have around us? What is common in this area? Instead of just saying, oh, well, this happens in everywhere, all these places. Let's make it specific to Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. What can we do here for prevention? Not everything that you do in one place is going to work in another. And it's the same thing with people. Not everything you do for one person is going to work for another person. So I think if we made it a little bit more specific and a little bit more tailored to our area and our people and the things we have going on, I think we'd have a little bit more success in prevention.